I had my son. I came home from the hospital with a bottle of Percocets, and it was all downhill from there. From that point on, I was off and running. I was a full-blown hardcore addict, and that overrode everything. Everything. Nothing mattered, but me and my disease. I was selfish and self-centered, and I was a full-blown drug addict, and I did anything I could to satisfy that need. I started at a young age using the little stuff, like I used to smoke marijuana. I started drinking very slowly. I went into prescription pain medication when I was 21. I became cross-addicted between methamphetamines and heroin, and then that led me on just a vicious path for so many years. I ended up in prison I was sentenced to 4 years, 3 of which was mandatory. I judicialed out in about 3.5. I knew that it was going to take mandatory time and razor wire to set me down and change my life, because I wasn't doing it for anybody. I couldn't do it for my children, I couldn't do it for my family, and I couldn't do it for myself. And I changed my life. My name is Nicole Warren. I work at Interval Brotherhood Home, IBH. It's an addiction treatment rehab facility. I would start off by telling them my story and figuring out where they've been, and find something that we can relate to, and then go from there. If they were in prison, if they have children, where their children are at, have they got their children back? A lot of the women are struggling to get their children back, and it was something that I did. I abandoned my children. I left my children. I left my children with their fathers, and I took care of me. And it got to the point where I was gone for so long that coming back was just too shameful, so I just wouldn't. I went months and years without speaking to my family, and not being there for Christmases or birthday parties, or years out of my children's lives that I'll never get back, ever. Years flew by, and it was like months. I didn't even realize how fast time went. But that whole lifestyle, that whole fast lifestyle that came along with it, I was just as addicted to that as I was the drugs. And that is probably what kept me out more than anything sometimes. It's because I could not get off the heroin, I could not get off the Oxycontin, I could not get off the opiates. It was only a matter of time, to be honest with you. Me and Michael used to use together years and years ago. And then, I went a different path than he did. And it was sad because he just, got to the point where he was overdosing all the time. And then, one time it was just enough. It was just the end of it. By the time they got him to the hospital, he was brain dead. He wasn't doing anything for himself. The machines were breathing for him, everything. And within a couple of days, he had let go. It'll probably never be the same. Every horrible thing that I've ever done in my life is now an asset, and I never thought that would ever be the case.